Good morning, everybody. Let's start with our toe lifts. So today is Tabatas. We have 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We're going to do technically kind of 4 exercises. Good, 4, 3, heels up, right then left, right and left. So we're going to do 2 variations of a similar exercise for one body part, and then we're going to do 2 for another body part, and then we're going to repeat. We're going to march. So for example, the first round, we're going to do 20 seconds of squats. Then we're going to do 20 seconds of sumo squats. Then we're going to do 20 seconds of hammer curls, and then 20 seconds of a wide grip curl. Good, hamstring curls right here. And then we're going to repeat for a second round. So instead of doing, AB, AB, we're kind of doing AA, BB. It'll make sense. 4, 3, bring the knees back up. We're going to reach it. Palms facing in. Think about starting to reach up, climb the ladder. 4, 3, 2. All right, back to our curls. We're going to take our hand towards our opposite heel. I want you to reach the hands back, palms facing in again. We're just going to try to wake up the hips and the knees. Wake up those shoulders. Let's tap it to the side right here. Reach. Corner to corner, a little bit of a rotation. Reach it up towards the ceiling. Little side bend. 4, 3, take it back across the body. Back up. Across the body. 4, 3, and up. All right, slow deadlift right in the center. Feet hip width apart. Hinge it forward, stand up tall. So shoulders down and back. Want you to imagine like if you had a towel or a band in your hands, I want you to press that band into your thighs. So pull it back, lift it up. So we're trying to hold and engage those lats, but our core is still tucked. Ribs are tucked under. Good, slow squat right here. Take it down, lift it up. We're still trying to think about pulling that towel past our legs. Good, we've got 4 more right here. So 4. Here's 3. So chest is nice and tall. We're gonna let the knees go forward, but we wanna push the hips back to start. All the way up in the center. Circle it back. Bring it back to the front. So up and back around. Think about your hand position. We want to take it thumbs up, pinky down. So you add a little turn at the top. Up and forwards. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Forward step and reach. Forward step, pull it back. This is precursor for our lunges. So think about starting to drop the back knee down towards the floor. 2. All right, curtsy lunge. We're gonna cross behind, bring it up in the center. So we do have curtsy lunges today as one of our exercises. So we're gonna get a little bit of practice in. I want you to think about your body position. For this one, we want to try not to turn our hips. So hips, knees, and toes stay pointing forwards. Cross, back in the center. Here's 2, and 1. Bring it into the center. Take the legs wide. Sit the hips back to the heels. Cat-cow. So inhale, exhale. Good, in, and out. So find your own pace, find your own breathing rhythm. Our head's gonna stay above our heart here, trying to wake up that core. Good, we're gonna take it out into our plank. You can step it back, you can walk it out, whatever feels better for you. And we're just gonna hold it. 4, 3, 2, good. Now we're going to come down into our knees. This is a new one for us today. We've done this before. Nice, good hands and knees position. You can absolutely stay standing, hands against the wall. We're going to open and close our book, just in a nice, good hands and knees position. Again, if you need to stay standing, this is perfectly okay. Good, we're gonna do just a couple more. Good, now we're gonna switch hands, same thing. So core is nice and tight. We just wanna open our shoulder. Our hips stay where they are. So I'm doing about 5, so I got 2 more. Here's 2. And 1, good, lift it up. We're gonna walk it all the way back up to a standing position. Bring it back into the center. We're gonna go for our heel stomps right here. If you wanna do full jumps, feel free. 8, 7. Here's 4, 3. March it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders. Up, back, and down into your back pocket. Grab a drink. Remove any cat hair that you may have. All right, so 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We're gonna do 20 seconds of squats, 20 seconds of sumo squats, 20 seconds of a hammer curl, and then we're going to rotate palms forward, open the shoulders, open it out to the corners, and curl here. For this one, a lot of times we bring it up and then we start to rotate the palms forwards. I want you to think about bringing your, like you've got an itch on your shoulders. That's what I kind of want you to think about as you're trying to itch your shoulders. But we're gonna start with a nice basic squat. 1 dumbbell or 2, I'm gonna do 1. We're just gonna do 20 seconds of squat. So feet are about hip to shoulder width apart in 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna bring it all the way up. And again, just a regular squat here. So think about your leg position. Feet are hip to shoulder width. Next round, we're gonna go wider, and we might open the toes a little bit more out towards the corner. So dumbbell at the chest is gonna help you keep that chest lifted. So if you feel like your dumbbell, good, rest, is pulling you forwards, then try to keep your chest a little bit higher. Let's take our legs wide. Here's 2 and 1. So now we're wider, our toes are opening more out towards the corners. You do not have to open them up a full 180. I just want the legs wider than shoulder width apart. And then again, toes can just go a little bit more open. We're opening from our hips. And here's 2 and 1. Good. Grab weights. Hammer curls, palms facing in. Hammer curls, palms facing in. Here we go. So just bring the thumbs up towards the shoulders. So here, palms are facing in. Getting a little bit of help from the muscles around the elbow. So I just think thumb to shoulder, up and down. Elbow stays below the shoulder, so we don't want to let it pop forwards. Good, rest. Open the shoulders, palms facing forwards. Now I just want you to kind of open a little bit to the corners. Scratch your shoulders and back down. Scratch and back down. So really think like you're trying to bring your fingers up to scratch the middle of your shoulder. Sometimes we come up and then we want to turn. Don't have to turn. We're just opening the shoulders a little bit out towards the corners. Good. Dumbbells down. Going back for squats, round number 2. In 3, 2. Good. So just a regular squat, hip to shoulder width apart. Toes pointing forwards. They can be a little bit out to the corner. But again, I just think about kind of dropping my tummy between my upper thighs versus between my knees. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take those legs wider. So take my toes forward or a little bit more out to the corner. Tuck my tail just a little bit more. Hinge it. Drop down and lift. So wherever your toes are pointing, that's where your knees also need to point. So if your hips and knees do not like to open that far, that just means that you turn your toes in a little bit more until your knees can track over your second toe. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it in. Going back, hammer curls. So shoulders down and back. Here we go. So thumbs up and then down. So we don't have to bring our arms up in front. Just keep those elbows pointing down towards the floor. We have shoulders here in a couple sets. So now just focus on squeezing with those biceps. Here's 2 and 1. Shoulders down, palms facing forwards, elbows to your side. We're just gonna open towards the corners and then bring the arms up and then take it down. So you're gonna keep an eye on those wrists, but I want you to think about not turning your fingers in at the top. Fingernails scratch the itch on the middle of your shoulder. Here's 2 and 1. Good. Dumbbells down. Shake it out. Walk around. Grab a quick drink of water if you need it. Moving on, circuit number 2. We have lunges right side, lunges left side, and then we're going to do a regular row and then a palm facing forward row. I am going to do stationary lunges, so it's literally a split squat, so I'm not going to step. You can step if you'd like. The 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So just good lunge position. I'm going to drop down and I'm going to lift. Drop down and lift. So try to stay nice and tall versus dropping our forehead towards the floor. Think about dropping your back knee towards the floor. 2 and 1. Bring it up. We're going to switch sides. I'm going to turn. So just a nice good step back, feet hip width apart. 2 and 1. Good. So drop down and lift. Drop down and lift. Want to try to have the majority of your weight in your front leg. So your front leg is doing most of the work. Sometimes we go down and then we use that back leg to push us up, and we rely on our back leg. Rely on the front. Good. All the way up. We're going to go for rows. Palms facing in. Regular row. Shoulders down. Hinge right here. So squeeze and lower. Running your hands from your knees back and up to your hips. Good squeeze. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to get that position. We're going to again take our palms facing forward. End of the dumbbell is going to run up my thighs. Hinge it forward right here. So end of the dumbbell comes towards the front of your hip and then down. So the end of my dumbbell just runs right up and down my thighs. So squeeze and down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to go back for our lunges. Same thing. I'm going to put my dumbbell on the other side. So last time I had it in, this time I'm going to have it on the outside. And here we go. So just drop down and lift. Drop and lift. Shoulders over your hips. Think about trying to drop that back knee straight down. So if you ever watch a carousel, yes, it's spinning in a circle, but the carousel animals are actually just going straight up and down. Good. Switch sides. That's kind of what we're doing. Here's 2 and 1. So we're just going to go straight down and straight up. Our forward movement on a carousel is because of the spinning, but the animals themselves just go down and up. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to go for rows. Regular rows, palms facing in. So hinge it forward right here. Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. Think about pinching the shoulder blades together. Then the elbows, wrists, and hands follow along. Movement starts. Pinch the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Little rest. Open at the shoulders, rotate, palms facing forwards. End of the dumbbell is at the top of the thighs. Hinge it forward. Run the end of the dumbbell up the thighs and then down. Mine are actually touching. Keeping those dumbbells, that object you're picking up, nice and close. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. A little bit of a shakeout, walk around, grab a drink if you need it. Circuit number 3. We've got deadlifts and sumo deadlifts. So same thing. So feet hip width apart, deadlift, and then feet wider, toes a little to the corner, still doing a deadlift. Then we have side raises and front raises are our 2 exercises. So grab a dumbbell or 2. You can always just hold 1 dumbbell in the middle, especially on the sumos. Put 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Nice, good deadlift. So hinge forwards, stand tall. So this is our feet hip width apart, between hip and shoulder width, hinge, and then lift. We don't want to allow the shoulders to collapse. So remember, we practice pulling that resistance band or that towel past us. Good, bring it in a little bit wider. You can bring dumbbells in front. 3, 2, and 1. So it's still a little bit of a hip push back. It feels a little bit different, but we still want to think about shoulders down and back. It's really tempting to just let our shoulders collapse. If you do not feel this in your glutes and your hamstrings, check your body position. Pull the shoulders down and back, tuck your ribs. Good, rest. We're going to bring it up. Side raises and front raises. 2 and 1. So we're going to do side raise and side raise. So I have palms facing down. You are welcome to turn. Palms facing forward. We're just going to go wide. Give somebody a hug. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little bit of a rest. Now we're going to do front raises. Palms facing down or palms facing in. You choose. 2 and 1. Good. So just front raise and down. So I again have palms facing down. You can turn them. Palms facing in like you're lifting up a glass to celebrate. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Going back for deadlift, starting with traditional deadlift. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders down, ribs tucked, so hinge. My dumbbells are running straight down the side of my leg. I'm not letting them sneak forwards towards my arches or towards my toes. I don't want to let them go forwards. I am trying to keep them down, close to your body. 3, 2, and 1. Getting ready for sumo. So that just means wider stance, toes a little bit out to the corner. You can have your palms facing in right here. Here we go. So just a nice good hinge, nice good lift. So we want to keep whatever it is we're picking up close to the body. It can almost brush your legs on the way down and the way up. Here's 2 and 1. Carefully bring it in. We're going to go for side raises and front raises. Good, shoulders down. Good, lift and lower. So just nice, good side raise. You don't have to bring it straight out to the side, especially if it's uncomfortable for your shoulders. Bring it forward just a little bit, like 30 to 45 degrees. This is our scapular plane. 2 and 1. Little rest, getting ready for front raises. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So soft bend in the knee, little tail feather tuck. We just want to make sure that we're not lifting and arching our backs at all. So I like to think about planting my feet in case I have to lift something heavy. 3, 2, and 1. All right, dumbbells down. Grab a quick drink. Gonna move on. Circuit number, what are we at? I think we're at 4. We're gonna do curtsy lunges right, curtsy lunges left, and then we're going to do straight arm press backs and rear flies. So we're going to go curtsy lunges right. I'm going to add the stepping, 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we're just going to take it nice, good. Cross behind, tap to the side. Cross and tap. So all on one side. Nice, good curtsy. Does not have to be knee to the floor. Does not have to be a huge cross behind. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Switch it over to the other leg. Switch it over to the other hand. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So a good cross. And then lift. This is the one where I kind of start to turn a little bit. So I am trying not to. Trying to use my inner thigh to stabilize my knee. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it up. Straight arm press backs. And then rear fly. Round 2, rear fly. Here we go. Palms facing in. So straight arms. Bring it down. Straight and down. So nice and controlled. We want to make sure we're not popping that shoulder forward. It's not about the height. It's about the squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Little rest. We're going to do rear fly. So nice, good forward fold. Try to get as parallel to the floor as you can get. Push the hips back, soften the knees. Right here. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. This is a little heavy for me today. So just think about lifting and trying to resist the dumbbell going to the floor. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going back to curtsies. Going back to curtsies. Good. Time's on. So again, I switch which side, which hand holds my dumbbell based on which leg I'm using. It just changes things for your core a little bit, having it on the outside versus on the inside. But you do what works. You can hold it at your chest. Good. Bring it up. Switching hands. So sometimes it's nice just to kind of change things up a little bit. 2, and 1. Good. Curtsy. And then lift. So it's a little cross. Stabilize that foot. Stabilize that knee. We always tend to have one leg that kind of has a mind of its own. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Press backs and rear fly. 2, and 1. Hinge it forward. So straight arm press back, slowly lower. Straight arm, slowly lower. So it's a nice, good, open chest, palms facing in. So it's kind of like a little slide. 2, and 1. We're going to go for rear flies, and then we're going to head down to the floor. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So nice, good squeeze. Resist it coming down. If you're a little more upright, it's going to be a little bit more up and back. If we come straight out to the side and we're really upright, that's a lot of shoulders, like mid-shoulder. So try to get a good forward fold. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Shake it out. Walk around. Grab a drink. We're going to head down to the floor. If you don't want to go to the floor, you do not have to. So it's supposed to be reverse crunches and then crunches. So reverse crunches and crunches. If you're standing, you can do a march with a very tiny pelvic tilt. It's hard to see, but it's really small. It's not a big tilt. And then you can just do a mini march and focus on the up. So for the reverse and the reverse, for reverse and regular, it's a little more pelvis and then a little more ribs. And you can even do it without the march. Chest press, chest fly. So banded chest press, banded chest fly. They're both behind your back. Let's go ahead and take it down to the floor. And if you don't want to do any crunches at all, You are more than welcome to always do a farmer's carry. I would do 2 different types, like one up and one down if you want to do farmer's carries, because we do have side planks. And again, the single-sided farmer's carry is your standing option. But we're going to start reverse crunches, 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Good, so time's on. So you can just relax the glutes and do a little pelvic tuck. Your feet don't even have to leave the floor. I want you to focus on pulling your hip bones kind of up towards your rib cage. If you would like, little knee tuck, and again, your feet don't have to touch the floor. Good, rest. We're going to go for basic crunches. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So crunch up and crunch down. Now you always again have the option to lift and hold. So if you don't want to lift and lower, just go ahead and lift and hold. So nice, good exhale, inhale on the way down. Exhale on the hard part. 3, 2, and 1. All right, chest presses. So palms facing in, 3, 2, and 1. So your first option is palms facing in, elbows close to your torso. Your second option is to just kind of open it out. Elbows are a few inches away from your hips or from the side of your body. Wrists stay in line with the elbows. For chest presses, don't let those thumbs come towards your chest. Good, rest. Going for chest flies. 3, 2, and 1. So palms facing in. Now we open and we close. We open and we close. So low back into the floor. A little soft bend in the elbow. Upper arms are going to stay just a little bit soft. Good, rest. Dumbbells down. Gonna go for reverse crunches and then crunches. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So reverse crunch, tap it down. Reverse and down. You have the option to keep your feet on the floor or to just do a little tuck. Don't allow your toes to touch. Or make it a little bit bigger. You want it nice and controlled. You shouldn't feel like we're flopping our hips back down to the floor. Good. Rest. We're going to go for regular crunches. So feet on the floor, knees bent. Hands can be up across your chest, behind your ears. We're going to lift up and then take it down. You want to make this a little bit harder since we just have 20 seconds. Instead of relaxing and letting your head actually touch the floor, just barely touch the shoulders down and then come right back up again. 3, 2, and 1. Chest presses. Grab those dumbbells. Carefully lift them up, especially if they're heavy. Protect those biceps and those shoulders. Your time is on, so you can press it up and bring it down. Again, your wrists stay in line with your elbows. So we don't want to do a big elbow bend and bring your thumbs to your shoulders. This is keeping wrist in line with the elbows. Hands are just really there to hold the dumbbells. Good. Rest. We're going to go for our chest flies. Here's 2 and 1. So soft elbows. Open out to the side. Bring it back up. Out and lift. So nice good inhale out to the side. Good job. Bring it in. Dumbbells down. Carefully set them down. Dumbbells off to the side. Our next couple of sets are going to be body weight only, so give yourself a little bit of space. We're going to do a side plank with a march. So side plank with a march. So if you want to do standing, you're going to do a single-sided farmer's carry with a high knee march. If you're staying on the floor, side plank, and you can march one leg or both. Second exercise, hip flexor drills. So if you're on the floor, you're here. If you're standing, I want you to do straight leg lifts And if you have something like a chair seat that you feel comfortable getting your leg onto, I want you to try to lift your leg up from the chair seat. You don't have to, but we're just trying to stay very straight, lift and lower, keeping the leg straight. But we're gonna bring it down, side plank, option to add a march. So we're gonna lift it up into our plank position, 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So it's a nice good side plank, and then top leg, you kind of march it up and in. March it up and in. If you're comfortable being on your toes, on your feet, you are welcome to do a march on one side and then march on the other. It's harder than you think. 2 and 1. Bring it in, switch it over to the other side. Switch it over to the other side. 3, 2, and 1. So you can always be just in a nice good march or a nice good side plank in just your top leg marches. Taking this leg off the floor a little bit means your other hip has to work harder. If you can come up on your toes, can you march with your bottom leg? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. Hip flexor drills, 20 seconds right, 20 seconds left. We're gonna sit as tall as we can. Hands can be by your hips, right leg only. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Don't let your knee bend. This is easier. Sit tall. If you're struggling, lean back a little, but still sitting tall, posture-wise. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna switch legs. Same thing, other side. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you should feel this top of your thigh close to where it attaches to your hips. If you start to feel a cramp, just rest and then try again. It's not always about the height, it's kind of about technique. 2 and 1. Good, bringing it back in for our lovely side plank with a march. 3, 2, and 1. So bring it up. We're gonna march, set it down, march, and down. Lift, and lift. So find the one that's gonna be challenging for you. Maybe you're on your knees. I'm able to be on my toes, and I'm okay at it. 2 and 1. Good, carefully bring it down. Switching over to the other side. Same thing. So shoulder over your elbow or your wrist. 2 and 1. Good. So nice, good march. Nice, good march. Challenge for this is to keep your body stable. Keep those hips off the floor. So we have to engage those hip muscles. Planks are not just core. They're also hips, shoulders. Good. Bring it in. A lot of stability. We're going to go for our hip flexor drills. This time, if you want to add something to lift up and over, or if you want to do some side to side, up and over and back in, you can. If you want to try holding on, or not holding on, just remember we don't want to tuck our tummies and lean back. We want to sit as tall as we can, bracing our core, and then we add our up and over. 2 and 1. Good, bring it in. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. This is your last exercise for today. 3, 2, and 1. So up and over, and back in. Up and over, and back in. So it doesn't have to be super high, doesn't have to be super wide. We all start somewhere. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, little shake out, little wiggle. If you're standing, walk around. If you're on the floor, just give yourself a little bit of a break, grab a drink, give yourself some space. I'm just gonna move my little set, my big set is out of the way. Gonna bring it into the center. We're gonna do our 90-90, so hands by the hips, and we're just gonna go all the way to one side, all the way to the other. You can sit in a chair. You can take your legs out straight and just wiggle. We just want to make sure we're wiggling from our hips all the way down versus just from our knees down to our ankles or even just our feet. Good. Let's take it all the way to the right side. 90-90, back leg can be bent a little more. Turn over your front leg and we're going to start to walk ourselves forward and out and sit into that hip. Just get a nice good stretch. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. We're going to switch it up and over to the other side. So nice good 90-90. Open the front leg as much as you can. Bend the back one as you need to. Little turn over the front leg. And then again, walk yourself forwards versus just trying to get closer to the floor. So walk yourself forwards and out. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it all the way up into the middle. We're going to take those legs out straight. Again, sit nice and tall. Keep those knees as close to the floor as you can get. Feet are relaxed. And we're going to rotate the hip forwards. Walk yourself forwards. Maybe you can touch your knees. Maybe you can go to your shins. Maybe low shins. Maybe ankles. Go ahead and walk ourselves back up. We're going to flip it over to hands and knees today. And we're going to take it all the way back so that we can get into a half kneeling position. We're really going to stretch our lower body today. We did a lot of legs, so tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a push forwards. Ribs tucked under, and then again, we're giving ourselves a nice good pat on the back. Keep this hold. The arm that's up is now going to go to the small of your back. Can you reach it to the small of your back? Maybe the opposite side. Maybe you can kind of lift it up towards your opposite shoulder. Still keeping the tuck and squeeze. Still keeping our ribs tucked under. Bring it back. Switch it over to the other side. So same thing. Half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a push forwards. It's not a big push, just to deepen the stretch, and then give yourself a nice good pat on the back. And I want you to see, can you have your elbow close to your body versus out to the side? And give yourself a little extra push here or down at the bottom. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Take that hand. Rotate. Small of the back. Opposite side, or again, maybe you can reach it over to the opposite shoulder. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Pull that front leg back a little bit. Push through, coming up to a standing position. We're just going to take a deep breath. Right hand grabs the left wrist, and we're going to very gently pull it up and over. On the other side. So big breath in, left hand grabs the right wrist, gently bring it up and over. If that does not feel good, you can always just kind of do a little side bend here. Good. Bring it down, palms facing in. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. Good. Shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up. We're going to look to one side and then look to the other. 2, 1. Bring it into the center. Big breath in. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. And exhale. One more time. Big breath in. And out. And you are all done.